Oh, not. Oh, no, oh, okay. No, I'm a. Okay, no, never mind. It's an extension. It shows she just gets more days. But I don't understand. Why are they extending it out if. Bro, if you're filing a John to extend this out another basically 2 months, why don't you just handle this right now? Because either way, whether you get these 2 months or not, it's looking like Frogan is still f***ed. I don't get it. Like, I don't know, but this is why I'm not the lawyer. You already know what it is, baby. You seen talent thumbnail. Frogan has, of course, thrown in her towel. No cap. She, throughout all this time, especially with getting served, was trying to avoid this John, but no, that time has come. She finally had decided to lawyer up and actually respond to the lawsuit because, like I said, it was taking about 4 attempts, you know what I'm saying, for Ethan's case server to get to her and finally get that good actual serve John, to her, duh, as we know. But yeah, obviously I had to do a substitute serve because the person that was at, at Frogan's apartment or address or whatever was saying that they weren't her. It must have been a relative or some jazz, but it wasn't directly Frogan that was served. But now within all of this and her trying to, still, again, not respond, looks like that boy, really cooked her and, done her out. So, yeah, we need to get right into it and see, what's going on with the situation with Frogan now, because she done lawyered up, and how will this go for her? But I'm pretty sure we all know the answer to that. Pretty much how everything has been going. Bad, bad. But let's not waste any more time and get into it and see. So, Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything every single time. Let's get right into it. Of course, you already know. Shout out one of the lawyers covering this boy. Always on the case. Shout out Lus. We got Ethan Klein versus Frogan. Frogan gives up and finally hires a lawyer. Of course, if you guys want to watch the OG video, down in the description. First link, sure to love with Lust. And of course, let's get into Frogan and see how this John's going for her now. Bad. Like we said, not good. Oh boy.
Hey guys, today we get a major update that just released on TED Entertainment, which would be Ethan Klein versus Morgan. So if you are to believe H3 Leftover, which is the reincarnation of H3 Snark,
yeah, I won't be believing those motherfuckers.
then Morgan was not served. If you were to believe some people on Twitter, on the Hassan's orbiters, Morgan was not served and she was winning. Well,
100% I believe it now.
That turned out all to be false, like I said it was. She was served substitute service, and now she has a lawyer. So August 5th, stipulation for extensive time to file answer to October 3rd via complaint, attorney civil case opening, 1, filed by plaintiff TED Entertainment, Inc. Essentially, Frogan got a lawyer. Lawyer reached out to Ethan Klein's lawyer and said, hey, I just got hired. Do you want to do me a favor and not make this too messy? And Ethan Klein's lawyer said, yes. As a professional...
He said, as smooth as possible. These proceedings can go quickly.
No courtesy, lawyers will do each other favors because you never know when you're going to meet that, especially since this is an IP lawyer. And we do have some information. In fact, this IP lawyer is on YouTube. He is a trademark and copyright lawyer, which is, again, as I've explained, patent lawyers are the top dogs, and then everything else is just kind of like whatever. So, whereas on June 19th, 2025, plaintiff TED Entertainment, TEI, initiated the present action by filing its complaint for direct copyright infringement against defendant Morgan Frogan, docket 1. Whereas on July 18th, 2025, TEI filed a proof of service for serving the complaint on Frogan on July 14th, 2025, docket number 12. Whereas on August 1st, 2025, counsel for Frogan contacted counsel for TEI by email to contest the validity of the service of the complaint on Frogan. So there you go. Frogan hired a lawyer. Lawyer contacted...
like Ethan's lawyer, yeah, because TEI's entertainment.
Contacted TEI and said, hey, I don't believe in the validity of service, but... Whereas in the same email, counsel for Frogan offered to resolve the issue and avoid unnecessary motion practice by having TEI withdraw the July 18th, 2025 proof of service and having Frogan execute a waiver of service pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure. So we don't think that you served this properly, but we're ready to get served today.
I mean, like, yo, that would be, it wouldn't be the fault of the case server, no, because, again, he attempted this jump 4 different times, and, again, Frogan, or whoever that was supposed to be, so when her relatives or whatever, was dead not trying to take the papers, but I'm pretty sure that address had to be correct, because, again, the whole point of covering out a lawsuit or whatever, you gotta definitely have, like, the legal name, legal address of all this jump, because How else are you gonna serve the person? I don't know. But either way, obviously, as Les is saying right now, and as we're reading the lawsuit, like either way, Frogan's lawyers and all these type of bulls are ready to just go with this John and go with proceedings anyway. So,
Rule 4D and receive an additional 60 days to respond to the complaint pursuant to the FRCP rule. This is quite fascinating. These timelines are moving at.
Or better yet, oh, not. Oh, no, oh, okay. No, I'm a dumbass. Okay, no, never mind. It's an extension. It shows she just gets more days. But I don't understand. Why are they extending it out if, bro, if you're filing a John to extend this out another basically 2 months, why don't you just handle this shit right now? Because either way, whether you get these 2 months or not, it's looking like Frogan is still fucked. I don't get it. Like, I don't know, but this is why I'm not the lawyer.
different paces. Denon's timeline is moving very fast. Casey Tron somewhere in the middle.
Oh yeah, of course it is, because Denham's was ratting. Denham said, bro, those G-boy niggas, you niggas were the sacrifices. I appreciate it, that ass.
Frogan is way behind. Assuming she takes the entire 60 days, she will be way
this shit would be going into October.
Way behind.
Like, bro, what the
Whereas
fuck?
on the same day, counsel for TEI responded to counsel for Frogan without conceding the validity of the objections to service, expressed agreement regarding avoiding unnecessary motion practice regarding the service of the complaint. So TEI, the counsel for them, said, no, our service was okay, but we're willing to, quote, settle with you on this dispute. As in the same email, counsel for TEI offered to streamline the resolution by the issue by granting
Oh, fuck. Remember? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Frogan an additional 60 days to respond to the complaint. So TEI, the counsel, is still saying, we served you correctly. Frogan counsel is saying, you didn't serve me correctly, but I'm willing to be served correctly today. Whereas counsel for Frogan agreed to this arrangement so long as Frogan preserves her right to file any responsive pleading pursuant to FRCP Rule 12, with the exception of contesting service under FRCP Rules 12B, 4.5, and counsel for TEI agree. So part of this agreement is that that the service was served to you properly. You cannot contest.
That's what I'm saying, because because that's what Les was saying in the other John. Even if it's substitute service, like that still counts as Frogan being served, like regardless of that.
Whereas good cause existed for the stipulation because 1, it resolves the parties' issues concerning service, 2, conserves the time and resources of this court and the parties by avoiding unnecessary motion practice.
But that's so stupid, because again, this could have been avoided in the first place if Frogan just responded and wasn't trying to like fucking run away, basically hide from this shit. And again, everyone was saying this, even Ethan on the pod was saying this. Like, she acknowledges that she was getting sued. She had said on her little podcast, John, that she wasn't gonna say anything because she was getting sued. Everyone else, down Casey Tron, they're obviously acknowledging they're getting sued. All online. Like, bro,
they would have to probably spend another few $1,000s battling this. Just to reach the same conclusion that, yes, she was served. Therefore, it is hereby stipulated by and between the parties through their respective attorneys of record that this court grant the stipulation to that Frogan's deadline to respond to the complaint be continued from August 4th, 2025 to October 3rd.
God damn, that's what I'm saying, bro. This shit pushing in October.
Bomboclat!
Bomboclat Wagwan! Frogan, you're really trying to put off this L. Like, yo, she need to just take this boy to the Chinskis today. It's not like she not about to take that, John.
2025, that Frogan can respond to the complaint with any responsive pleading pursuant to FRCP Rule 12, with the exception of the contesting service under FRCPR Rules 12B and so on. And the court entered. So she actually can respond, right? It is interesting. It is quite interesting because Frogan now has a lawyer. So we will look at the.
That's what I'm saying. If she has bro, she had a lawyer, she had an attorney. What is the point of, again, putting out a jump for another response to be extended for 2 more months? Why are we not responding right now today?
Actual request, and then we'll take a look at the lawyer. The lawyer is different. So remember, Casey Tron has 3 lawyers. One of the
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells, because I'm still amazed that those protection spells worked for Casey Tron. But again, it didn't work for her a while. I mean, it wasn't working for that before the
lawyers is shared with Denon's. So Denon's and Casey Tron share 1 lawyer, but 2 of Casey Tron's lawyers, the Provice Hawk. Sorry, my baby is screaming like crazy right now. It's really hard to make this video. Sometimes when news drops, it is just news that you have to cover. Regardless, right?
Facts. Sloopy! You already know.
So, in this case, the Frogan has a entirely different attorney. from any of them. So Casey Tron has 3 attorneys. One of them is kind of like in CoffeeZilla. It's just an attorney that sits there and allows the other 2 attorneys to come in under his license. The other 2 attorneys work for the same law firm as the one attorney representing Denons. That's Casey Tron. So Casey Tron has 3 attorneys. 2 of them work at the same law firm as the one attorney representing Denons, and one of the attorneys is actually representing both of them. Here,
I believe that's the Benjamin Cassis bull. Yeah, because, when I was watching the other, you know what I'm saying, last video, the dumbass, the Benjamin Cassis bull, and then, he works at Frost LLP.
Unique here is that the Frogan's attorney is completely different. And Frogan will not need, this isn't like Casey Tron. Casey Tron's in Missouri, so she needed a different attorney to bring in these 2 other attorneys. Frogan has gone with an independent attorney. So the attorneys that both Casey Tron and Denons have gone to are larger law firms. They are a larger attorney in terms of volume of cases they do and so on. The attorney Frogan has chosen is a attorney that is just one person, I believe. One attorney, from what I gather from the website.
It's like, their own individual, like, as far as we're concerned, I think at least how I'm interpreting, like, this person is not from, like, a big, you know what I'm saying, like, law firm, like, corporation type of beat, like how, you know what I'm saying, Denham's and Casey Tron's lawyer is the Benjamin Cassis guy.
His name is Braha Nika, and the website is nikalaw.com, I believe. Yep, Nika. It's hard to spell. Niknialaw.com. And it has only 1 attorney bio. Braha Nika is the founder and principal of the Nika law firm. Braha's practice is focused on areas of trademark, copyrights, and litigation. Prior to forming his own law firm, Braha was the general counsel to Bruce Brown Films.
Wait, which part is that? Oh, okay, no, that's just
LLC. Braha handles commercial and intellectual property litigation and represents businesses and individuals in a variety of transactional, trademark, and copyright matters, including business formation, trademark, trade name registration, and contract preparation. Before going to law school, Braha owned and managed and operated several successful businesses. Today, he draws on this knowledge and expresses to effectively litigate matters on behalf of his client. Braha has successfully represented clients in all alternative dispute resolution forums, including arbitration, mediation, state and federal court, bar admissions, California bar, education, UCLA for a bachelor.
Well, it sounds like this fool got credentials, but again, that's that's some John we really gonna have to see when the lawsuit really get kicked off, baby. Because again, Frogan could have been responded, son. It's ridiculous, but hey, again, like I said, we're gonna have to see. But at least to this factor, we know that Frogan is not trying to fully run away from this John and end up getting like contempt of court or some shit. But at the same time, like we're saying, with acknowledging she has a lawyer, that doesn't mean again her chances go up. Because he even spit back right in my own face. Legal mindset, shout out Uncle Mindset. He did say again, is it a 100% chance that Ethan will win this lawsuit, and a 100% chance that Denham's, Casey Tron, Frogan will lose? Yeah, no. But again, how do I respond? As we know, what's stopping it from being 90-95? So Frogan, just because you copped yourself a lawyer, what's still stopping it from being a 95 to 90% chance that you will lose this boy?
Bachelor's of Arts degree in philosophy. That's why he cannot be a patent bar. So, side note, to be a patent lawyer, you have to sit for the patent bar. The patent bar would not allow an individual with a degree in philosophy to sit. It's only science majors, engineering majors, math majors, or you can submit your courses and practice area, trademarks, copyright, business litigation, class action, business transactions, contracts. It's interesting, right? They've kind of done a very different take on this individual. So anyway, that is it. It's been a pretty busy day with baby, so that's probably going to be, I'll probably make a longer video about this individual and what I think the credentials are for all 3 of the legal teams and their chance of success.
Definitely checking that out when Les drops it. You already know.
Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hi, guys.
Factual. You already know, gang. Of course, shout out, love it. One of the lawyers on the case. He's been killing it. Les. Already know, baby. That was Ethan Klein versus Frogan. Frogan finally gives up and finally... Yo, I can't even talk. Frogan gives up. I'm reading it backwards. And finally hires a lawyer. Of course, if you guys want to watch the OG vid, down in the description, first link. Share to love it, of course. Lost, baby. And, You already know. Final opinions and conjecture. I mean, well, at least we know Frogan is now going to somewhat do something about herself being sued. Obviously, within like how we see throughout the whole saga, with at least her being or trying to be served. Yeah, with the whole different situations every four, every 4 times that the case lawyer showed up, or not case lawyer, case server showed up. Yeah, that boy wasn't working, and then obviously to that, we would just ghost dark. We wasn't hearing nothing. But now that Frogan has, I guess, officially responded, got a lawyer, it can potentially get very mixy for her. It already will be, and it already was. But from here on, obviously, we're going to need more updates and see how this lawsuit, malicious copyright lawsuit, will now continue to go for Denim's, Caseytron, and Frogan. But overall, yeah, for Frogan, I guess this puts her chances up of not getting completely cooked. But yeah, I don't know about. Jeez, I'm dying. I don't know about all that. But again, you already know. Shout out, show the love with Lust, and I'll be catching y'all the flip, baby. Peace.